Morning or good afternoon, Detroit. It's time for another episode of Look Behind the Curtain. Again, the great and powerful Oz, or shall I say Governor Snyder, is trying to pull a fast one over on us again. It's crazy because if you really say what you're going to do, people may not disagree with you. All right, you bring an emergency financial manager here. It's understandable we can't stop that. That's already done. And I know the numbers that I quoted in a past post was something like close to $900,000 in salaries for the mayor and the city council. Actually, what I forgot is the mayor and the city council also have staff. They got staff, their insurance. So you would actually save the city, oh man, it's got to be well over $1 million. And like I'm saying, if you're going to bring the emergency financial manager here, which you are, it does not make sense to keep people on staff who are useless. If they're not going to have a say, as Detroiters, we don't want them to get paid. In other words, we don't want to get fucked twice. We don't want the emergency manager, but it's here. And we don't want to pay these fuckers if they're not going to do nothing. So do what you're going to do it the right way. And as for us, Detroiters, we need to look and pay attention to what's really going on. They said Detroit is in financial ruins. Okay, there has been a lot of mismanagement in Detroit over these last few years. That's understandable. But Detroit is a cash cow for Michigan, whether people know it or not. If they think about it, this whole thing, and mark my words to this day, remember the date. I guarantee you, when the smoke clears, state of Michigan will take over the water rights for Detroit. That's what this whole thing is about. Trust me, they're going to take over the water rights. Now, how are you going to make a city financially viable by taking away one of its resources is beyond me. And if you know, please tell me. Just think about it. The water rights, and not just the water rights, when they looking as far as him wanting to build that bridge to Canada, there's already a bridge. But the state of Michigan don't own that bridge. So they looking at, I looked up the numbers this morning just in the tunnel, and the bridge get way more in the tunnel. The tunnel is $19 billion a year. So again, they're using Detroit to make money for the state of Michigan and screw the city of Detroit. We can't take this line down. We have to let them know that we see behind the curtain. As they're trying to, they looking at us, and what's the funny part about it is, they're not even hiding the shit that they're doing. We hired an emergency financial manager who can't even take care of his own finances, who's had financial problems of his own. That confuses the shit out of me. Basically, what that makes it look like is they hired a puppet who's going to do whatever Governor Snyder wants them to do. And mark my words, you will see the water rights will no longer belong to the city of Detroit. That's what this whole fight has always been about. Who knows, once they take the water rights, they may throw us some crumbs from the table. They may let us eat a little bit, but they're going to have to take that big chunk of the pie. So I just want everybody to make sure that, write your government officials, let them know that we see this bullshit. We're not stupid. And for folks that don't live in Detroit and live in the suburbs, just realize, watch the example. Because if you have a natural resource that they can take, they'll take it from you too. All they're doing is setting Detroit up for the kill. Well, I like to end this by saying, and I'm going to reiterate this over and over and over again. If we are going to have an emergency financial manager, which we are, please cut the salary to zero to those who are no longer going to be doing the job. If his job is the end all and the say all, then we'll just pay him his $260,000 and cut the probably a little over $1 million in the salaries of the city council member, in the mayor, their staff, their health insurance, the vehicle that they have, the mayor's residence. Cut all of that, because you're not trimming the fat unless you start at the top. So, again, do not let the smooth taste fool you. Water tastes good. Tastes real good to Godfrey Snyder. We see you, player. Pimp on.